Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to PyroFalkon's Let's Play Extravaganza, where it's your Let's Play too. In the last episode, we survived a major test as a psychic ship piece crashed, and unfortunately, as always happens, a super centipede popped out, but we got our defenses operational. It didn't attack as fast as it used to in old alpha versions, and we were able to survive its presence. So right now, the peeps are kind of cleaning up the situation, and what I'm going to have to do is set everyone's priorities back to the way they were. Which is fine. But there we go. Forgot to do that at the end of the episode, but now everybody has been reprioritized and will do what they need to do to clean everything up. We're going to leave the geothermal generator here. We should have enough steel to build it at this point, especially with the stuff that got dropped before. But we do have a bunch of slag, and we researched the ability to smelt it, and I never got that set up. So, we're going to build ourselves an electric smelter in the common room, which putting it in an all-wood room is probably a stupid idea, but there it is. And once it's operational, we can start getting all that slag out of here. But since we had that major disaster befall us in the last episode, the game is usually kind and will not send another major disaster our way, which is excellent. It'll give us a little time to recover. There are 3 AI storytellers, as I said at the very beginning of the episode, and we are playing Cassandra Classic, who is the default normal, so to speak. If we were playing with Phoebe Chillax, we would have a lot of time after that encounter to get reorganized. But I figured I'd want a little bit of a challenge, so we have Cassandra Classic, so she'll probably hit us with something before the end of this episode, but it probably won't be that big. Hopefully. So right now we are just continuing our way. Now, I said it was a major challenge, and that is one of the hardest things you have to deal with, but if your colony gets big enough, and if your peeps get strong enough, they may drop enemies on top of you, including these stupid centipedes. They may drop a centipede on top of you in the middle of everything and just completely mess you up. And it's not fun, and we need to prepare for that eventuality in case it happens. Hopefully it doesn't, but we'll need to start slowly spreading out our turrets, maybe make a couple down here. I don't know. They usually won't go north. In fact, we're gonna... Yes, okay. Stone cutting is done. Let's start working toward gun turret cooling, because I don't need anything more immediate. And we can start researching that a little bit. Anyway, so we have a lot of defense to the west, a little less to the east, but we do have some. And in fact, I could probably improve that just by setting up another turret here. In fact, let's do that. So, security, turret, and we'll set up a turret right there. Sandbags, and run some power this way, and this way. So now they're hooked in parallel. And this way. Alright, there we go. So I'm having to use a lot of steel, but we have a lot of steel that we've mined up because of our emergency maneuvers there. There's a lot more steel here. So, as I've said before, steel is your blood and... I almost said blood and butter. That's disgusting. But anyway, steel is the primary resource you need. You need steel more than anything else, and you never seem to have enough of it, and there's never enough on the map. I mean, there is, but I'm greedy. I'm very greedy, and I want all of the steel. But we've got everything sort of planned out. Hopefully the peeps will go deal with it. Oh yeah, I forgot I gave the order for that steel, too. So there's plenty of steel on the map for the moment. We just... you know, need some time to get it all up, and there's other things to do. I mean, we can't just sit here and make steel all day, as great as that could be, because we have Oh, we have bodies to attend to. We have 4 more dead bodies I forgot about, so we need 4 more graves. 2, 3, 4. We have food to cook and food to eat, and medicine to grow, and crops to harvest, and, you know, it's gotten pretty complicated. But luckily we have enough people. I'm very glad I decided to pick up the 6th person. Or the 5th person, rather, because if you remember, I actually struggled with that decision for a moment in episode 3. I wasn't sure whether... Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure if picking up a 5th person in episode 3 was for the best, but now I'm glad I did. I suppose in this game you should always go out of your way to try to recruit, because the more people, the better. Now, eventually, we're going to try to get off this place, and that entails trying to have enough cryo caskets on our ship to get everybody off. And of course, the more people you have, the more cryo ship pieces you need. And there are a lot. I think it costs 500 steel each, or something obscene, to get it out of here. To build those things to get off the island, the planet. So anyway, the point is it takes a lot of materials. So the more people you have, the more materials you're eventually going to need to get everybody off the planet. And that's hard. So, you know, it's tough and it's getting rough, but we have 31 wood. Wow, we have used a lot of wood. Let's chop some more wood. That should be enough to take us home. Alright, so the centipede is considered just a normal corpse, but it cannot be destroyed, or it can't decay because it's unnatural. It's just a machine. And unfortunately, we can't get the weapon it dropped. But, let's see, how's our home zone look? So that's probably all... Yeah, it's all jacked up now. Let's see. Let's expand that here and go a couple there. Oops. Don't need that. Okay. Whew. Okay, so everyone has their orders. I think we're okay. Yes, and they've mined up a lot of steel over here, so... I think I can actually cancel their orders now. Because we've got enough steel just in this pile that once it gets moved over here, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Our power situation is solid. Oh, I guess I could cancel that too. Guys, don't worry about that. Just... Good. Okay, alright. I think we're good now. So the next thing we're going to research, since gun turret cooling is one thing, we're going to do machining. And again, as I mentioned in a few episodes ago, this progress will not be lost. So 356 points out of 2,000, that progress will not be lost, even though we've just switched to machining. So the reason I'm researching machining is because when you research machining, you can deconstruct the dead mechanoids. And we need to, because in order to build our ship, we're going to need a material called playsteel. And you get a little playsteel in the very beginning of the game in the form of a knife, but that doesn't really take you very far. In order to get playsteel, you have to deconstruct these metal monstrosities. And we need to do that to get the playsteel. We always need tons of playsteel as well. There is usually some playsteel around the map, and I am now looking for it. It's blue. You have to mine it up. But sometimes it's not here. And I think it has to do with how mountainous your region is. Like, I think the more mountainous your region is, the less of a chance you will have playsteel. So, we may not have any. It doesn't look like we do. We have tons of normal steel. We don't have much playsteel. So we're going to have to rely on mechanoids to drop, which means violence, which means risk. but the high amount of steel is the balance because we can set up a lot of defenses. Yeah, I didn't see any play steel. Okay, well, one problem at a time. Once everyone sort of gets organized, they're going to drag the body back over there, I hope. Oh, right now they're harvesting. That's good. It's September, and if I remember right, our growing season goes to November, so we don't have too many months where we won't be able to grow food. But we do have one problem coming up, as it's 63 degrees out. Everyone's going to get cold. So we're going to add a bill to make parkas. We need 6 parkas since we have 6 peeps here. Oh, I guess we should turn on the power to the machine too. I don't know how much cloth we have. Looks like we had a harvest of cloth, which is good. But once we get some parkas, everyone will be better off. It seems to be a weird bug or whatever in the game, but like your peeps get cold, which can damage their health and give them frostbite and everything. But parkas are magical. If they are wearing a parka, they cannot get cold, no matter how cold it actually is, no matter where you are in the house. And that's interesting because, like, there are heaters in the game to, well, heat a room, obviously. But if you're wearing a parka, you don't need a heater. So that will let us keep some steel that I don't want to spend. I might put a heater in Demont's room just because of the dog, but I don't even know if the dog is going to get cold, so it may not even matter. So we'll just, as long as we have parkas for everyone, we're in good shape. And Demont is apparently going to work on parkas. Okay, so we are in okay shape. Plenty of food, actually tons of food. Almost too much food. And Mark is cleaning. Cleaning is good, because if you have a peep cleaning, that means there's nothing else to do in the colony. So we have everything under control here. Yep, Mark is just cleaning away. My proudest moment in RimWorld is if I have so many colonists that I actually assign one to do nothing but clean and haul. Because that tells me I have very much made it, and we are extremely stable. We don't have quite that many peeps here, but like I said, the fact that Mark is cleaning it all means there's nothing more pressing for him to do, which is excellent. Excellent, excellent. That means everyone knows what they need to do. Everyone is getting the job done. You see Sneaky here. He's working on processing all the metal slag. We have 220 steel, which is okay. Of course, I don't think that's counting all the piles. Yeah, that's not counting this pile over here, so we're okay. We are okay right now. Hopefully we can survive it. So we're doing all right. Still haven't moved the body. It's kind of weird, but I finally moved that rock that had been sitting here forever. I don't know. They'll get to it, I guess. I don't know. Right now we can just sit back, relax, and watch the peeps do their thing. With my janky-ass camera. The camera's only janky because of my crap frame rate due to the way I record. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. I'm recording this September somethingth, and if you're a follower of my Twitter account, you will see that I decided I gained +1 nerd points because I actually bought a new hard drive for the computer, and I usually record to an external hard drive through a USB port, but the hard drive I'm buying is a Serial ATA 6.0 gigabyte hard drive, which is excellent because that way, that's 6.0 transfer rate, not a 6 gigabyte hard drive. Anyway, so that'll be an internal hard drive and hopefully record faster, so maybe I can start putting out higher quality videos. Except I lost 15 nerd points because I forgot to buy the cable for it. So I have the hard drive right beside me, sitting beside me in its box while I'm sitting in my chair, just sitting there, doing nothing, except being cool? If a hard drive can be cool. But the hard drive is just sitting there because I can't do anything with it because I forgot to buy the bloody cable and I don't have another Serial ATA cable. So, it's bothering me. It's bothering me hard. But at least I have it. So hopefully the cable will get here in a few days and I can do a little surgery on my computer and maybe even record better. It's a 3 terabyte hard drive, which for me is a lot. I'm still working with 250 gig hard drives inside my computer, and my games drive, I have one hard drive specifically for my games drive, which is also where my Let's Play stuff goes, and it's just not up to the task. I use my external ones to record the raw footage. So that because my external hard drives are 1 terabyte, but this is just not working out for me anymore. I have too many games installed because of too many games that I want to do for the channel, and so I need an upgrade. So hopefully that cable will get here soon. I'm going to take a drink of Mountain Dew because now I've been talking unbroken for about 3 minutes. Ugh, that's better. Whew, anyway. Alright, I think I'm going to stop my recording session once I hit episode 14, because that'll be 2 weeks of material. Usually I restrict myself to recording 8 episodes, which I think this is my 8th episode of the day. But, like, I mainly do it because I lose interest. You know, I don't know. I don't have, like, ADD or anything like that, but I usually don't want to talk for that long. It takes some amount of energy to do this, you know, and I usually don't like talking for hours and hours and hours at a time. You know, because I game a lot, but I usually game quietly because I like quiet. Heck, I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 and I've almost finally beaten it, so... but anyway... But for this session, I think I'm going to try to go to episode 14, because that way I'll have 2 weeks worth of RimWorld in the bank, along with Tales from the Borderlands, and you guys will have plenty of stuff for the channel for a while. Although, I think by the time you're watching this, Tales from the Borderlands already aired, but whatever. Anyway, because this is all I can talk about at the moment, since we're stable. You can see the temperature's dropping. It's only 47 out, so hopefully we get the parka situation fixed. Fact is, has anyone... Do we even finish any of the parkas? We finished 1 parka. Oh boy. That may not be good. So we don't absolutely need a parka if we make heaters. Like, you have to do one or the other. You have to heat all the bedrooms or make parkas. Looks like we might have to go the heater route. We have 800 steel, so we've got plenty of steel now to do it. I just prefer using that steel for, you know, other things. Like ship parts. But it's October, and I don't think we're going to wind up having the cloth we need. We don't happen to have a trade vessel out here, do we? Where's Hal? Nope, no trade vessels. Okay, well... So it goes. Okay. Still working on that steel, though. That's excellent. We can also deconstruct some of these weapons and get their raw materials, but it's not really all that necessary at the moment. And there goes Mark, cleaning in the hall. Excellent. Very, very good. One thing we can research is carpets, and that would make Mark's bedroom happier, but that also takes cloth, and we already... This is kind of surprising, because usually I don't prioritize cloth, or cotton, to grow, because usually we don't need it, but man, do we need it now. I seem to need cloth in bursts. Like, I won't need it for a year, and then I need a ton of it, and then I don't need it for a year, and then I need a ton of it, and so on. Good on medicine. We have 56 units of herbal medicine and over 1,000 units of hay grass, which is amazing. I think for the winter, I'm going to have Demont try to start working on some animals. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's build another battery. Tink's room. And... we'll leave Mark alone. Mark's bedroom can just be his little palatial bedroom, whatever. Okay, well, anyway, that's 20 minutes. We look fairly stable now. Right now we're just gathering resources without any immediate task. Hopefully it stays that way for a while. I would appreciate the break. But I guess that's it. Hopefully we can keep this going for a while. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode.